I'm a caged bird that can only sing. Sing its cries till it lies lifeless in its nest, imprisoned within your ideologies of a modern woman. I'm an annoying woman because I can't shut up about the discrepancy between men and women, the inequality I face because of the babies I make a gruesome story. My name is Myra Estrada. I'm currently 15 years old. I'm turning 16 in 2 months, and I go to Oakland High School.
So we're here to talk about poetry and the Oakland Youth Poet Laureate. What inspired you to apply?
Well, really, just one day I was just like going through my emails as usual. I was just scrolling through it, and some guy, like, he usually like just emails a bunch of like Oakland Unified School District students and like tells them about upcoming events. So I just seen it and I'm like, this sounds like a good idea. Like, I like poetry. I never really get to talk about it with anybody. So like, why not? Like, let's just go for it and see what happens.
I love that. That's wonderful. So had you been writing for a long time before then?
Um, the summer before sixth grade, I was enrolled in this program called Aim High. It was like a summer school program, and one of the electives was writing, and we had took like a poetry course in that class, and like I feel like that's when I really got like started opening up to like the poetry world and like the different forms of poetry and writing in itself. And yeah, that's when I really started like actually like wanting to like do this, like knowing what it was and knowing like this is how I'm gonna like get my feelings out, and like just noticing like, hey, I'm pretty good at this. Like, so yeah.
That's so awesome. I love that. Do you have like a favorite place that you like to go to write or favorite subject that you like to write about, or do you just let it flow whatever you're feeling for that day?
For me, I've never like really like had a set time of when and where to write a poem. I feel like mostly when I write, it's either because I'm really stressed out or like I'm really mad. So that's when I write, and it's just like a journal basically. Like, this is my way to like let it all out. So yeah, it's usually like most of the time it's during the night. I feel like that's the only time when I can like get peace and quiet and just like let it all out. So yeah.
I love that. Oakland. Um, can you tell me about your relationship with Oakland, how long you've lived here, what your favorite parts about it are?
Yeah, so I was born in Oakland, but like I probably say like 2 years after I was born, we moved to Vallejo just for a short minute, and then we moved back to Oakland, and I lived in West Oakland in a tiny apartment, and then we moved to East Oakland, which I still live here in East Oakland. I've been living here for 9 years, and yeah, I wouldn't say like my neighborhood's like the best like neighborhood, but I mean it's my home, it's where I'm from, so I love it.
Um, you're a young person, a youth poet. What do you think the role of the young person's voice is in Oakland's story?
Well, I feel like as a young person in Oakland, like you have to really go through a lot in Oakland. Like, we have to go through the school system in Oakland, and just like getting to school, like transportation and all that. Like, we experience living in Oakland like every day. So I feel like hearing like what we go through, because I feel like our voices aren't amplified enough. And I feel like they should be amplified because we're growing into adults, and like these parts of our story, like, they matter. And I just feel like they should be heard because it's like people need to know like why adults in Oakland are the way they are. And I feel like hearing from the youth, like, you'll understand why.
Absolutely. So by becoming a finalist, you, as I'm sure you know, are joining a whole family of people who are involved with the Oakland Youth Poet Laureate. Is there anything about youth poetry in particular that makes you feel connected, or is there just something that you like about youth poets? Because I can say for me, the OYPL family has been a huge, huge part of my life and my relationship. So I'm just wondering, is there anything there that you're looking forward to or that you've already felt a part of that you're enjoying?
Yeah, so like because like I just like got into like the whole youth poet laureate thing, and like because of COVID, I've never like really met anyone in real life, but I'm excited to finally be around people that like also share this love of poetry and writing in general, because I don't know, like, as I stated before, like when I entered into this program, I never really got to like let anyone see my poems or like hear them and like give me feedback, because really it was just for me, like just my way of venting and like letting my feelings out. So yeah, I'm like just excited to have those other people that also like get excited by the rush of poetry.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Okay, last question. I know, because of the times I have to ask, but has COVID-19 affected the way that you write or the way that you think about writing?
Um, I'm not sure. I feel like over like this whole quarantine period, I've had more time, more leisure time to write and express my feelings. But um, I wouldn't say it's any different. I feel like I've always written about the same things, just about my life and my struggles. But I would say that like during this whole process of like picking like poem to write, I had like a very huge like writer's block. So like that was like so frustrating to like get over. But
Yeah, totally.
yeah, but I mean, I love it. So, it's just like it's kind of like a hobby. So I don't think of it as anything like, oh, like I have to do this, like this is my job. Like it's just like just do you, just do what you want to do. Just write about what you want to write about.
I love that, just vibe.
Yeah. Never enough till the end of days because you can't look past what the media gave. A criteria of rules I need to adhere to be deemed as sexy, gorgeous, beautiful, and great. I achieved your goal, but then you changed, and I didn't fit into society's standards. A never-ending cycle of change. I cannot be what you want. I will not submit to your standards. I will not be your next pawn. I'll preach my wisdom to the end of days. I am who I am, and I wouldn't have it any other way.